Hello and welcome to PlayStation Access. Last Tuesday, Elle and I teamed up and went rolling around at the speed of sound in Team Sonic Racing, which will be coming to the PlayStation 4 on the 21st of May this year. Points if you got that Sonic Adventure 2 reference. We raced around the tracks and got used to everything new that Team Sonic Racing has to offer, so here are 10 things that we learned during our time with the game. The first thing we feel is very important to point out is that this kart racer relies heavily on teamwork. Rather than racing individually, you'll be racing in teams of 3. Turns out that it's called Team Sonic Racing for a reason. The game isn't about individuals. You could come first in every single race, but if the rest of your team finish 5th and 6th, this will decrease your overall score and risk that first place title slipping away. Team Sonic Racing encourages more skillful players to help their teammates. And the best way to play is be nice, be supportive, and simply help others out. Whilst also trying to win, obviously. This led us to number 2. You will need to communicate a lot if you're playing with others. When you're not playing with AI, Team Sonic Racing is designed to make you engage with each other. For example, once this bar underneath your kart is filled by performing well as a team, you will be given the ultimate power ability. That was my best Shadow impression there for you. You could just activate it on behalf of your team, but if you want to experience the, dare I say, ultimate power, then you all need to activate it at the same time. If you do this, then your boost will be far more effective in the race. If you're playing this game alone, communication is still involved, just in a different way. The third thing we learned is that the characters talk to each other. Not only will they make funny comments or react to what's just happened to them,
Nobody saw that, right? Get you for that, Shadow. Safe?
they will also let you know if they need assistance,
Man, I'm so far back, it's embarrassing.
if they're happy with you, or if they're about to use you to their advantage, which sounds quite mean, but trust me, this is a good thing.
Stay on track. I'll boost off your track.
The person who is furthest ahead in your team will leave track marks on the floor. This is so you can do a maneuver known as a slingshot. Slingshots are great for helping yourself and your team catch up, as all they need to do is follow the track of the leader for roughly 3 seconds and then steer out of it. This will give them a sudden little boost as if they're being thrown by a slingshot, and they can then decide to drive on or go back into it and repeat this technique until they become the new leader.
Like I said, I got your back.
Not only can you help your team by giving them little boosts, you can also, number 4, give them wisps. Wisps are the items in the game, by the way. How many times have you been first place in a kart racer, picked up an item, and then not know what to do with it? Well, why waste that item when someone else in your team could use it who's a little further back?
That guy is feeling generous.
And if you scratch their back, it's only fair they scratch yours. They can offer their item to you, which you can either accept or be like, nah. Teamwork such as this is what fills your ultimate power gauge and could be a game changer. And it's just a nice gesture overall.
Just what I needed, thanks.
Number 5. Now I'm sure at this point you're thinking, why don't I just put Sonic, Shadow and Metal Sonic in my team, as they're all really speedy characters? First place is mine! Well, no, that's not always the case. At least when you're having a single player experience. Racers come in ready-made teams. They are Sonic, Tails and Knuckles, Amy, Chow and Big, Blaze, Silver and Vector, Shadow, Rouge and Omega, and Metal Sonic, Dr. Eggman and Zavok. Each member of these teams are then divided into a class: speed, technical and power. A bit like in Sonic Heroes. So while going fast all the time might sound great, if it doesn't suit your race style, you won't get very far. Number 6. Some of the game mechanics from Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed have been passed down to Team Sonic Racing. You get a boost if you perform a good drift, you can do little stunts when you're in the air, which will also give you a boost if you land them correctly, and the ultimate power I mentioned earlier reminds us a lot of All-Star mode from the earlier game. The new focus on team play makes for a very different experience, but still, these are familiar touches. Now, we've talked a lot about gaining speed through boosts, but there are other ways you can fulfill your speedy needs. And it's not from eating a chili dog. It's from number 7, vehicle customization. Not only can you make your vehicle look really cool, yes, you can make your kart fully gold if you want to, but you can also modify your kart to improve its features. Take it from me, the person who spent an hour racing a standard model of Shadow's kart whilst trying to beat the platinum time on a time trial, that this can make all the difference. Had I added better boost functions to my kart, I could have easily knocked 1 to 2 seconds off of my time. I was very annoyed at myself and I learned this when it was too late, so please learn from my mistake. Speaking of time trials, the 8th thing that we learned was that there are multiple modes you can play. For example, you can take part in a Grand Prix, race in whichever course you'd like in team races, try to win medals in a time trial, and there's even a story mode where you can beat challenges whilst following a narrative. And that's not all. Because number 9 is, the game has an online mode, and features like this one make me very happy. Not only can you race others online and locally, you can also combine the two together. Yourself, your buddies on the sofa, and your friends who live miles away can all be competing in the same race at the same time, with 12 players per race and 4 players split screen. Now I can become the ultimate life form and humiliate all of my friends at the same time! Sorry, I really need to stop pretending to be Shadow. And finally, this is a bonus thing and one which we were looking out for rather carefully, but there are little references from previous Sonic titles all over the place. Racetracks inspired by other games, characters returning, and most importantly, Crush 40 returns with some new original music tracks for the game, which I was tapping my foot to as I played. I got really into it. And I even heard the opening to the Sonic R theme tune before I started a race, which put a beaming smile on my face, and I may have grabbed a member of the team to tell them about what I discovered. So there we go, 10 things we learned when we played Team Sonic Racing. Are you ready for some fast Sonic action? Think you could challenge us to a race? Or are you too slow? Let us know in the comments, please give us a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and hit that notification bell so that you stay up to date with everything from the world of PlayStation. Thank you for watching.
For the players.